Hello Commanders, Commander PLATER here, back with another Elite Dangerous video. Today I'm taking a look at one of the most recent community goals, and this one was cashing in conflict zone bonds over in Maya to support the Anthill mob and then pushing back against a recent incursion into their system. Now, first of all, a few issues with this community goal, and I'll be talking about them as we go. So first of all, I could not find, for love nor money, the conflict zone that actually had the right factions in, number one. Now, I went through maybe 3, 4, 5 different conflict zones before finally finding the right one. Now, should it be that difficult to find and take part in the community goal? Probably not. Now, I did check I checked low conflict, high conflict, couldn't find the right ones. Eventually I do come across the right ones, and things don't actually get any easier. The conflict zone that I managed to find, which was the only one in the whole system, had a capital class ship on the opposing faction. Now, that'd be fine, except this capital class ship was on steroids. I mean, it was literally destroying every other ship, to the point of which I was the only ship on the Anthill mob side at one point, which, when you're being attacked by a wing of 12 Condors, you don't last particularly long. Even if you're in a Corvette with, shields at about 4,500, you're still in for a world of hurt, because there's a hell of a lot of them. So I got in there, got a couple of kills and stuff, and as you can see here on the screen, it's going to get pretty intense pretty quickly. And you can see on the radar there that there's not a huge amount of green, but there is an awful lot of red. Now, I did get lucky at one point, because I went back and forth a couple of times, cashing in like 16,000 here, because that's literally all I had the chance to do, even on the actual kind of outskirts of the conflict zone itself. Now, I managed to get in there at one point, and the capital ship just was not firing on anything. It was just sitting there, which was quite handy. I racked up a few credits that way, but then why is it doing completely different behaviours? So on to my first kind of cash in. Now, I cashed in so 136,000 particularly here, so I decided to have a look on the community goal to see where I am. Now, as you can see here, it's on tier 6 already with only 4 million combat bonds cashed in, which makes no sense. And I'm in the top 10 commanders at this point, with only having contributed 130,000 credits worth of combat bonds, which is absolutely insane that we're on tier 6 at this point. Pretty daft. But it goes on, and I head back out and I get back into the conflict zone. And at this point, I say that this is one of the times where I did a little bit better, and there's a lot on offer to be killed. Now, kind of the combat itself is pretty interesting, I guess. I've never actually been in a conflict zone where it's been this particularly intense, and I've been in high conflict zones a lot. It's one of the ways that I got to being elite in combat, was conflict zones, as well as all that kind of stuff. Now, I haven't had a warning before when it tells you that you're leaving a conflict zone when you low wake out. That's an unusual one for me, but obviously that was there on the screen. Now, I went back in and obviously carried on with some combat, and then it came to actually cash in bonds again. Now, this time I've cashed in the bonds, and some kind of weird stuff happened, I guess. It wasn't the same as it was before. So I've gone in, I've cashed in my bonds, and this time it's like another 100 and something thousand. And I decided to have a quick look at the transactions tab and see where I am, because I'm like, got to stay in that top 10. Here I am, still top 10. It hasn't actually marked that I've cashed the bonds in, but it looks like it's going to be paying a huge amount, which is pretty nice. So that's something to look forward to. But it obviously didn't register my bonds that I put in, so I go in, I come out, I check again. Great, cool, so I'm there. That's wonderful, still in the top 10. Also, there's some updating on the servers and stuff they need to do, and I do think Frontier need to put a little bit of development time and resource into making the servers a little bit more robust. Obviously, as more people play the game, they're going to be having a bigger time. Now, this is the weird thing that happened there. Now, suddenly, I am at 50%. I'm in the top 50%. No more bonds have been cashed in. It's still only 4 million that have been put in there. So, I go back, I've done a lot of combat, I cash my bonds in again, I come back and I have a look, and here you can see, top 50%. Now, doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So it's really weird how's that happened. And then I've cashed in 500,000, I'm back in the top 10%, but there still hasn't been that many combat bonds actually cashed in, so it makes no sense whatsoever. So I find that really strange that it can bounce that quickly, and I can understand that I just cashed in like about 500,000 credits worth of combat bonds, so logically I should be near the top. Now in the end, the community goal itself finishes with only 8 million credits worth of combat bonds being cashed in. That makes no sense whatsoever. Why would that happen? That's a really short community goal. I mean, this was up for a couple of hours maybe. It's insane. It's absolutely mad. By the time I got there, it's almost over. It's in the top tiers, and there's only been 51 pilots who actually contributed to this community goal. And between us, we only got 8 million credits worth of combat bonds. But somehow, with each being paid out, and I was in the top 10, I got 26 million credits. That's a win for me. It was a really intense conflict zone, as you can see, but I did actually end up making a really decent profit from this, which is it's ridiculous. I mean, I love these combat-based community goals, but there definitely was something not right with this one. And it'd be something that I think Frontier should really have a look at. But obviously it's done, it's over now, and I guess we're going to see what happens going forwards. But as usual, guys, I'm Commander Plater. I want to thank you for watching. If you're interested in these types of discussion videos, do like the videos, leave me a comment, it's always interesting to know. And if you remember, guys, you can always subscribe, got loads more content coming soon. I'm Commander Plater, thank you for watching. Commander Plater out.